All right, good evening, everyone. How was your day? It's been a while, or how many days? For some days now, we did not have this training because of the weather condition. It wasn't a serious sickness, but just cough and catarrh and all of that. But it took my time because I was not speaking so well like I'm speaking now. So it was a concern, but thanks to all of you that have checked out on me, and because some of you sent private messages to me to know how I was feeling, and also say a word of prayer for my quick recovery. So for those of you that reach out to me to say, Mr. Joshua, how are you doing? I hope you are recovering well. I want to sincerely appreciate all of you. For those of you that could not reach out to me, but in your mind, in your heart, you wish me well, that I should return quickly so that we'll continue with this training. I want to say thank you. And today we here to continue with the marital conflict and mediation training. It's been a 1 month training that we have been providing for our followers on Facebook and YouTube. It's a free training that we have been providing for our followers on YouTube, on Facebook. Very soon we will enter TikTok so that people can start also joining us live on TikTok as well. So we want to sincerely appreciate all of you for taking your time to be part of this system. Part of those that want to promote peace around the world. We want to appreciate all of you. We want to thank all of you for your commitment. For those of you that want to also be part of our members who apply to be members of the institute, those of you that want to join the academic training, those of you that want to, you know, participate in one activity of the order of the institute, we want to appreciate all of you. We know that by your participation, they'll be getting to reach many people around the world, and we appreciate you. For those of you that went out to do your peace education awareness, it was it's creating so much impact around the world, and we appreciate all of you. And then, if you join this class this evening, listen to this announcement. I will make this announcement now. I'll make it when I'm about to close this class. If you join this class this evening, all right, if you join this class this evening, immediately after this class, send me a private chat requesting for study manual for this course. I will send it to you. That is, if you have joined this training now, you are listening to me. Immediately after, or now, in fact, now, chat me up that I should send you the study manual. That you are joining live meeting now. Just chat. You know you have my number now, so just chat me on WhatsApp that yeah, I should send you the study manual for marital conflict and mediation. Do you understand? That is to show that you are live now. All right, that's fine. So by end of the training, I'll still make the same announcement so that those that are live and have been consistent will get the manual. All right, that's it. So yeah, somebody's already chatting me. I can see somebody's already chatting me there for the manual. So that's fine. I like that kind of proactiveness. All right, that's fine. So so thank you very much. We appreciate all of you once again. I'm feeling fine. I'm better now. All right, I'm better now. All right, I'm better now. Yeah. So we were looking at conflict resolution strategies, and this is what we're going to continue for today. Conflict resolution strategies. You know, one of the things that we are about to do now is to establish a mediation center in the institute. Already, I have a marital case that I need to intervene in. I need to mediate. All right. This training is also empowering me to mediate. Do you understand? Already, I have a marital issue that was brought before me now that I need to mediate. I may be having a meeting with the family on this by this Sunday we'll nest because we want to I want it to be in a professional setting. Do you understand? And I'm going to handle it professionally. Do you understand? I'm not going to handle it as people that I knew, but I'm going to handle it as professionals. Do you understand? I'm going to handle it as a profession. That's what I'm going to do in that case, right? So we're going to establish a mediation center so that we'll begin to mediate on several issues that has to do with businesses, families, land, dispute, and all of that. Do you understand? So this is what we're going to do. And then um, I want to encourage all of you, if you know any issue around your area, your surrounding, where people are going through a lot of stress, family challenges in terms of crisis, maybe conflicts that has to even do with physical and emotional torture, don't hesitate to notify us so that they can get help. Do you understand? Um, Marriage is a good thing, all right? Marriage is a good thing, all right? So, but when marriage is not fulfilling the purpose for which God designed it to be, then that marriage must be revealed. That marriage must be looked into, all right? I'm not saying that as married people you must. I'm not saying that as a married person, it's not necessary that you must be rich. No, that's not what I'm saying. But if there's peace, harmony, there is joy and happiness in a home, it's much more than having money. Do you understand? Although we know that money is needed to run the home, and it can also be a problem that will make marriage not be peaceful. Do you understand? So it's another factor. And then it can also be another factor that with so much money, there will still be crisis in a home. Do you understand? So the application of all of those resources God bless us with is what matters, what determines whether we try happiness or joy from it or not. All right. So marriage by nature and by design is to help man to fulfill his or her purpose. It's not meant for destruction. Marriage is meant for multiplication. Marriage is meant for increase. Marriage is meant for growth. Marriage is meant for regeneration or recreation or reproduction. Do you understand? It's a kind of a support institution, like man supports woman, woman supports man, and both succeed and raise children that are useful to the society. Do you understand? That's what marriage is all about. Marriage is not supposed to be a curse. Marriage is not supposed to be pains. Yeah, we know that there are ugly situations that may come in your marriage, but that should not define your marriage. If there is any ugly situation that arises in the course of your relationship as marital people or as married people, how do you address it? You need to address it so that you continue to live in harmony as couples. Do you understand? So it's very, very important. It's very vital that we do something like that. Now, if you join this meeting, please, I notice that people are not been sharing our life anymore. So please do way to share so that it will get to many people to know what is going on here. So, like I'm saying, marriage is supposed to be sweet. It's not supposed to be, you know, when there's tears, you'll be tears of joy, tears of happiness. Not that someone is crying because someone is maltreating him or her. in the marriage. That's not the purpose of marriage. All right. Marriage is supposed to be good. So now we look at strategies to resolve conflict in marriage. All right. So we first and foremost look at collaborative problem solving. All right. Where we say man and woman must come together to jointly address their problems. All right. You can brainstorm your problems and proffer solutions to it as couples. Do you understand? So you don't wait for someone to come and help you. Jointly solve your problems as couples. Today, I would like us to look at compromise and negotiation. All right? Compromise and negotiation. All right? So finding the middle ground, compromise and negotiation. Finding the middle ground. Do you understand? So we must at all costs try to find a middle ground on which we will stand. That is to say that we must find a mutual, you know, benefit that we all are going to drive in the course of trying to negotiate or in the process of trying to compromise. What are you compromising for? You have to sacrifice something is for what? What are you going to benefit for the sacrifice you are going to make? So that thing that is going to benefit you and is going to benefit another person is what we call the middle ground. It's a mutual benefit that you all are driving or are steering towards to achieve. Do you understand? So compromise is very, very important. For us as couples, for instance, we came from different backgrounds. I was raised differently from the way you were raised. As my wife, as my husband, we were raised differently. We have different exposures. We have different principles. We have different backgrounds. We may even come from different cultural backgrounds. Do you understand? Because we have intercultural marriages nowadays where someone from the north may marry from the south. Do you understand? So it's we have this kind of someone from the south marrying from the north. Do you understand? So we have this kind of intermarriages. So we come with these differences in the home, into the marriage. We enter into marriage with these differences. And when we enter into marriage with these differences, the only thing that can help us to sustain this marriage with these differences is our willingness to compromise, is our willingness to what? Compromise. Compromise is what will make you to adjust. Compromise is what will make you to adapt because you have stepped into a new chapter, you have stepped into a new environment, you have stepped into a new life. So it means that you are going to adjust certain things to fit into the new life that you are stepping into. That will lead you to what? To compromise. That will lead you to compromise for you to be able to fit in. It means that you must bend. It means that you must unlearn and relearn. Do you understand? You unlearn and learn. Do you understand? It's very important. So you must do away with certain things for you to be able to fit in the new environment, the new institution you have stepped into. and that is what we call compromise. Compromise can be in several ways. It can be physical, it can be attitudinal, it can be behavior, behavioral, and it can be in different ways. You understand? Compromise can come from different dimensions: behavioral, social. That is socially, economically. You just have to just do something. You have to give away something just for you to be able to fit into your new environment. So, compromise involves both parties making concessions to reach a middle ground. This strategy is useful when the conflict is not a matter of principles and both sides are willing to make some sacrifices to find a solution. All right. So, when you are stuck in trying to address your challenges, when you are stuck in trying to address your challenges, one thing that you must look at is, what will I give out? What will I sacrifice to enable me move forward? This is what we're talking about here. You understand? Because there will come a time in your relationship, in your marriage, that you'll be stuck. It seems that nothing is working. It seems that whatever decision you take, you discover that it backfires. It's like you are taking wrong decisions. It may not necessarily be so, but in situations like this, what do I need to do differently? What do I need to let go? What can I sacrifice to make things work differently? Do you understand? This is what we're talking about here. So compromise is very important. Do you understand? Sometimes you even have to compromise. Some people compromise their job simply because they want their marriage to work. I knew of people that were earning millions as payment in their places of work, living comfortable, working in very, you know, you know, standard internationally recognized institution, but because it was affecting their marriage, they have to compromise it. They have to give it up. They have to sacrifice it for their marriage to continue. Do you understand? So it means that sometimes we even have to go to this extreme to sacrifice to make sure that it your marriage works. So you must compromise for your marriage to work. It is give and take. In the economics, we have what we call the scale of preferences. All right. So your marriage must be a top priority. Once you step into marriage, you know that it's a top priority. When you begin to raise children, then family is a top priority. Personally, I'm a family person. You understand? I'm a family person. I cannot one for one. People make this kind of arrangement that a woman is in Nigeria, husband is in Europe. Or husband is in Nigeria, woman is in Europe. I cannot do it. Personally, I cannot do it. Others can do it, but me, I cannot do it because I am a family person. I cannot be able to stay apart with my from my wife and my kids for why for a long time. Do you understand? I can manage 2 weeks. I can to extreme 3 weeks, and maybe to the extreme 1 month. Do you understand? But that is too much. 1 month is too much of sacrifice, of staying away from them. Do you understand? So that's what it is. So for me, family is a top priority. You understand? It may not be so to you based on your orientation and based on how you understand the institution to be, to what it means to you. But for me, as a person, I take family very serious. I take my marriage very serious. You understand? I give it as much attention as possible as I can, as much as I have the time to give it. You understand? So it must be it that we sacrifice for our marriage to work. So when you say no, I don't take shit. When you don't take shit, and I am not also taking shit, I'm not also taking shit. Oh, 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 oh. When I choose to be on the mountain with you, it means that no one is going to be in the valley. So all of us are on the mountain. So it means that all of us will fall into the valley. Do you understand? So we must sacrifice. The day you say that I'm a very strict person, I don't take nonsense, and I will not take nonsense, then for marriage to succeed, you must even sometimes be a fool. You sometimes you may even be like you are a foolish person. Why? Because you want the marriage to work. Sometimes you ignore certain things, ordinary things that you may have. Say something, right? But for the sake of the father, you don't just want any attention. You don't just want unnecessary, um, at tense atmosphere. You just ignore it and move, and then things. You understand? So you must compromise. You must let go. You must give that on day. So when people say that I don't think I don't take somebody is asking me a question. Let me look at the question. They say that, "Please, sir, as a pastor, is it good to compromise your pastoral duties for marriage to work?" The institution of marriage is God's institution. All right. Now, on the urgency of the assignment you are to, what I'm saying here in essence is that I'm not saying that you should forget about your trial work. Some instances, or there may we have to push you in a position whereby you have to delegate someone to help you. You understand? Because, but this may not be always the case. But if an event demands that you should consider, because one, as a pastor, maybe you want to go out to go and preach, and you are having a problem with your wife at home, and you have not been able to reconcile with your wife, and you want to go and preach. What are you preaching? Because the Bible says you should go and reconcile that thing before you even come and offer. So if you cannot reconcile, will you come and preach? You understand? So these are the issue. But there may be instances that a issue can be a issue can be you know set aside for a later discussion. All right, and then that's where wisdom comes in marriage at times. You understand? Because how you communicate, and that's where communication plays a vital role in marriage. All right, you may be having a challenge, you have an assignment that you need to attend to, but how you communicate to make someone to understand with you so that you can go ahead and do your assignment and then maybe attend to that issue later, it's possible that it can easily be done. You understand? So for me, if I have a situation that is affecting my peace, it's affecting my concentration, it's affecting my emotional stability. Do you understand? Even if I'm a pastor, I may not be able to pastor well. You understand? Even if I may overcome the physical outlook, but the inner outlook still shows that something is wrong somewhere. So it's either as a pastor, if you have such kind of situation and you are able to use communication skills to put it in a place that is not putting you under any form of pressure to go and do your assignment before you come and settle it, you come and settle it. But if you have a mark, and there are some pastors that have issues like this, and there are some that end up even breaking their marriage. Do you understand? And there are some that have serious problems, but they still go about doing their business as if it's nothing is happening. And of course, you have an assignment, a duty to carry out. But what I'm trying to say here in essence is that you may not completely abandon your assignment because your marriage is in trouble. But what I'm trying to say here is that as much as possible as you can be able to, you know, try to deal with the issue of marriage and also fulfill your assignment is is welcome, because you may never, marriage can be attacked, can be an attack on the marriage. And of course, you cannot distance yourself from God simply because your marriage is being attacked. You can even seek help from God as well to help you for divine intervention and mercy in your marriage. Do you understand? So we are not saying that you should abandon the work of God, no, but you should be able to determine the impact of the marriage or of the situation on you before you go and face people. If it's so, it's a serious matter, don't deceive yourself, because you may do your assignment, but you're only deceiving yourself. Do you understand? So it's better you should address it. If you want to end the marriage, you end it so that we know that you are a free person. Yeah, you carry the name of ending a marriage, but so what? Do you understand? So these are the issues. So for me, marriage can be attacked. Marriage can, there are some problems that sometimes come that may look so confusing to you. Do you understand? So it may be so difficult to address certain things, but while you are doing your assignment and you are still studying the challenge that is confronting you, you must find a way of addressing it. So none of this, marriage cannot stop you from fulfilling your pastoral duties, but at the same time, depending on the level and the seriousness, the degree of the issue, it's possible that it can still affect your pastoral, you know, assignment. Do you understand? So, but you cannot, I cannot say that you should abandon it because, or you should sacrifice it totally. But there may be some time, or there may be a time that may require you to, like, okay, maybe a certain assignment you should just delegate somebody to do it for you while you address some certain some family matters. Do you understand? It's very important, because if the family is not good, the church will not also be good. Some of the things I will see happening, they will say, oh, this is a Christian, oh, this is a Muslim, these are faithful Muslims, these are faithful Christians. And then something happens wrong. It's because the home itself is not good. Although sometimes it may be as a result of interaction, social exposure, and also peer pressures that will make someone to misbehave. Not necessarily that the home is not good, or not necessarily that the person was not raised well. There are instances like that. But in such kind of instances, such cases, it will not be every case. Do you understand? So these are the issues. So, but what we are saying here is that as much as possible as you can, that it will not affect any of those responsibilities, whether your official responsibilities or your family responsibilities. You should be able to balance all of this so that you will not be able to suffer the consequences of any. Because if marriage is not good, if the home is not in peace, how can the church be in peace? Like maybe you are the head of the church. How can it be in peace? Not possible. When I was quoting my wife, um, the church she used to attend, the pastor used to beat the wife, used to do all manner of things and all of that, maltreat the wife and all of that. And I said, so what are you doing there? What are you learning? What are you? I, and the man was not also comfortable with me. In fact, some point he said my wife should not marry me. Do you understand? Do you understand? But we're married. We're here now. I think he ended up divorcing that woman, pack his kaya, forget about the church, went and like he did something else. I think he's in Port Harcourt now also and enjoying his life there. And so I don't know. I think later on, I think he has some money and is enjoying himself. Maybe you understand. So things like that. So, but one thing that's very important is communication. How you communicate, like someone is saying in the comment section here, communication plays a vital role in marriage. How you communicate matters. You may have in a family issue that requires an urgent attention, or how you communicate to let that issue to be so that when you go and come, you can attend to it, you can still go. But at the same time, you have to prioritize those issues and see the level of damage if you do not attend to it that will cause you. So you when you consider all those factors, then you should be able to take a good decision. It's not just based on what I'm teaching you here. It's based on what may confront you. Do you understand? What I'm trying to say in essence, when we're talking about compromise, is that we are not saying that you should compromise everything. No, that's not what we're saying. But at every point in time, weigh the factors and then make adjustment possible so that nobody end up suffering, no party end up suffering so far as your decision is concerned. That's what I'm saying. You understand? So I don't know whether I tried to answer your question anyway. So that is it. Somebody is saying here that as a husband, your family is your first church, and of course, that is the foundation of everything. Do you understand? The church is made up of collection of families. So families must be first and foremost well formed before the church can be well established. So for me, that is I give attention to my family and I serve God passionately as well. And then whatever decision I'm making, I know that it will not put me in a position that I will not be feeling God bad that I offended God. At the same time, I don't feel bad because this institution of marriage is also instituted by God. So it's just balance it per time, and your situation should determine what you should do and what decision you should take. I think let me just stop there for now so that we'll not end up scattering also. But I hope you got a point from what I have said so far. You understand? I hope you got some points from what I said. I tried to also take some comments just to add to what I was trying to say. so that will make sense at the end of it all. So, so compromise is very important. Let's talk about negotiation. So, negotiation is a more active process of discussing the terms and conditions to reach a mutually acceptable agreement. Now, we have come to what we're talking about the issue of communication. You cannot negotiate without communicating. Communicating whether verbally or non-verbally, communication take place in negotiation. And this is where it matters the most. What you say here matters the most. All right. In your effort to try to get someone compromised, how you communicate matters a lot. If your communication, is appealing or appease the feelings of someone, do you understand? Then the person can be able to yield to what you are saying. But sometimes this is where the problem is, our inability to negotiate with a language, your inability to be able to negotiate with the proper language makes things very, very, very difficult. Makes even difficult for people to compromise. You know that it takes your wife nothing to respect you, because you know that respect is earned, right? And then it takes you nothing to make your husband to love you, because you also know that this thing is also earned. Do you understand? If you are a man, you want your wife to respect you, then you must learn how to talk to your wife. You must talk her into respecting you. You know that you can talk your wife into disrespecting you. I experience it. You understand? And maybe you must have been experiencing it, you must have experienced it in the time past. Or you might have experienced it. You understand? So it's it's a matter of negotiation. And this is where communication matters a lot. Because some people, one, you're talking to your wife like maybe a kind of a house gear that you just you brought as an assistant, come and assist. No, no, no. You can't talk to your wife like that. And then you expect her to respect you. Or you make your wife to be a shadow of herself. Like you say something like, look at you. When I marry you, you were nothing. I pick you from nowhere and I make you what you are. And then you feel you cannot even respect. Is that how to talk someone to respecting you? You are rather empowering this person to disrespect you. You understand? So people used to say that women don't have business in loving. What women should do is to respect their husbands. It's the husbands that has the responsibility of loving. So the husband is the one to love the wife, and the wife is to respect and submit to the husband. You understand? So this is what it is. So if you are using abusive words, abusive language, insultive language towards your partner, don't expect love, neither should you expect respect. You cannot get it. You make someone to just become rebellious. Do you understand? Make someone to become stubborn and recalcitrant and resistance to anything that has to do with anything positive. You may be doing that, she may be timid, maybe from the beginning, but with time, she will get used to it and disrespect you. Like if you will threaten her with anything, whatever you want to do, she will still not be afraid of you. You understand? So this is why it is. So for me, communication is very important for negotiation to attract compromise. You understand? So, but because okay, maybe for instance now, maybe for instance now you want to you have a maybe a very important meeting to attend, and then you took your bath, dress up, and then you meet your madam. Madam, I have very important meeting that I need to attend in town. And then madam say, you're not going anywhere because today I was thinking that you're going to give us time, and then you are still telling me you work from Monday to today. You are still telling me that you have a meeting. You are not going anywhere. Today is our own time. You must give us our own time. All right. You must give us our attention. We need your attention in this house. So I'm telling you, you are not going anywhere. So what will you say? What will you do in this case? How will you use communication to negotiate with your wife on this issue so that you can attend your meeting? This is why communication matters. Your wife is vibrating and you're not going anywhere. She may even jack you up that you're not going anywhere. That's if she's an iron woman. Oh. There are women that are iron women. You understand? So if she's an iron woman, then she can even jack you up, hold you tight. You're not going anywhere. So how do you communicate so that she can adjust her position? Her position now is that you're not going anywhere. But what will take her to adjust her position is how you communicate with her. So you begin to shout, "Who are you? Do you think you have what? Is it me that marry you, or is it you that marry me? Have I not been taking care of you? Do you know how I've been providing for you people? If I do not go out, how would I get money to take care of you? Eh? Is that how you are going to talk to her?" But that is how some of you talk. You make her to feel so guilty for asking for her time. That's for asking for attention. You make her feel so guilty that you understand? No. What if you say something like this? What if you say something like this? Let's take for instance now. What if maybe you are in that kind of situation, and then your wife is demanding for that kind of attention, like serious attention, like okay, something like that. So what will you say to make her to adjust? Okay, um, maybe let's take for instance now. You can say something like this. I'm trying to be romantic here. So let's say like you say something like this. My dear wife, you see, I also miss the good time we used to have together. This week has been very tough for me and very busy for me actually, with a lot of activities to attend to. But I was also hoping that I'll have time to give to you people for this weekend. But it's very unfortunate that this thing is coming up, and it's a very important issue that I need to attend to. But I promise you that I will see how I can maximize time to come back on time to spend a good time with you. But if I'm not able to come up on time, maybe tomorrow, maybe which is also maybe another day, maybe a Sunday, we can attend a first service, and then we'll come back time so that we can have good time together. That's where maybe your church where they attend two services, so we can have time together, and then maybe I'll take you out so that we can even have good time together. I think it will be better so that we will not lose anything. What I'm going here is very important. It can help us to, it can help me to connect with some business partners, and then also maybe generate some revenue for us, which is also good for us to maintain our home and then continue running our business or whatever. And then, so I wouldn't want to sacrifice any of this. I want to spend time with you, but at the same time, I want to, uh, make sure that our businesses or whatever that's also going to run. So, but I promise you, I think that no matter how angry she is, maybe even she wants to still insist, her body will be weak, and then she will give you some kind of reasoning, yes, and all of that. And even she accuse you that you're always saying this, try to still make her to understand that yes, you're always saying this, but this time around you mean it, and try to mean it seriously, so that you'll be taken by your words. Do you understand? Whenever you say something, just stand by your words. Don't change it. Very important. So, but I'm telling you that 99% of the challenges we have in marriages is because of lack of proper communication. I have take time to study all of that thing. I have take time to study. No, some somebody is saying here that some women, after that explanation, will insist to talk your boss for confirmation, especially if you are a cheating husband. What do you do then, sir? No, I'm not talking in the sense in the picture of where you are you are, you are a cheating husband. That is not what I'm talking about. And then I'm also not talking in a situation whereby maybe you are working under someone. All right. Um, I'm talking about maybe when you are an independent. Let's take for instance that statement that I talked about. Maybe you are an independent person. You are doing your business and running your things. Do you understand? One thing that makes marriages to be challenging is when there's lack of trust. So you must make effort to build your marriage on trust. That's another very critical ingredient in marriage that we must all have. Once there is lack of trust in your marriage, that is the beginning of the problem. You'll be having crisis. It just even if you are going out on a genuine assignment, you will still be considered. I heard of women that talk to their husbands like this, like in my place. I know you. I know you are telling me that you have something to do, but if I know very well that you are not going for what you are talking about. I know that you want to go and meet her. You are going to meet her, and you are telling me that you are going to go. And I know already. Just to go your thing. I know it. Do you understand? So, yes, I understand all those stuff. So, but I didn't talk. I'm talking on the basis of you're having a genuine, real, sweet marriage that maybe because of maybe so much engagement, and then you are not giving your family attention at some point, and then maybe the wife begins to complain. And this is the area I'm coming from. I'm not talking on the point when your wife knows that you are a cheater. If your wife knows that you are a cheater, already there's a crack, there's a problem. And once there's a crack in the wall, what happens? Insects, anything can enter there. Do you understand? So lack of trust is the beginning of problems in all marriages. So don't allow that to happen in the first place. And make your husband to trust you, make your wife to trust you. I was having that kind of challenge in my marriage at the early stage. You know, I'm a handsome guy. You understand? So, but smite anyhow. Question mark. So, and then of course, there are certain calls I used to pick that tinkle the ears. Do you understand? So, some of those stuff and some of the conversations were not funny. So, I know those early days in marriage, early years in marriage, you are trying to struggle with issues, issues that maybe follow you into the marriage. You are trying to struggle with them to, to deal with them to see how you can. So, in the midst of these things, you are caught up in that kind of situation. Do you understand? So, this were some of the challenges that some of us face in our marriages. So, I, I learned a lot. I learned a lot during the early stage of my marriage, and I have dealt with a lot of things that I consider as stumbling block at the time. There are some issue. Even as I'm talking to you, I'm about entering 10 years or 10 years married by this by this year August. I should be 10 years in marriage. Do you understand? But I discovered that it's an institution that we learn every day. It's an institution So, sorry, I had a network issues, and it was very important that we address it. So, this is the issue. So, negotiation is very very important. So, effective negotiation skills such as clear communication, setting priorities. You understand? There's one thing that you must do: set priorities, because there are some issues that you need to attend to them later. There are some things that you need to attend to them now, so you do it. You understand? So, effective negotiation skills such as clear communication, like we are banking on communication here, seriously, it's very important. Setting priorities is also another, to give and take. To give and take. The willingness to give and take. You must be a giver before you must be a taker. You must be a giver before you be a receiver. You understand? So be willing to give and then to receive. Right? So these keys are key to successful marriages. You understand? Very important. Very, 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 very important. All right. So let's look at benefits. Let's look at benefits of compromise and negotiation. We say that both compromise and negotiation can lead to quick resolutions and help maintain relationship by balancing the interests of both parties. However, it is important to ensure that the final agreement is fair and satisfactory for all parties involved. So, when you are able to compromise and when you negotiate well, you will end up resolving your differences easily. All right. Issues that used to take me some days to resolve, now I resolve them at a stretch. That is very straightforward issues. But when I was maybe those early days in my marriage, sometimes I'll be feeling like I am a man now. Do you understand? I'll be feeling that kind of feeling. Woman too is feeling that I'm so beautiful. You know I'm looking so wonderfully and beautifully made. And so me too, I'm feeling like I'm a man now, I'm head of the family and all of those stuff. So we drag issues unnecessary and then we'll be having some pains unnecessary. You understand? Nowadays, I'm too busy to be thinking about certain things. I'm too busy to be dragging and be keeping some kind of annoying things in my head. I'm thinking of how I will organize training in the evening. I'm thinking of how I will solve one problem of the other. I don't have time for all those kind of unnecessary stuff. Do you understand? It's meant for lazy people, not people like us who are busy. So I deal with issues very quickly and I don't take things personal anymore. Do you understand? Don't take things personal, even in your marriage. Because if you take it so, like, you are vibrating. I am the head of this family. I am the one that married you. You cannot control me. Okay, you are taking it too personal. You don't need to announce that you are the head of the family. Everybody knows that you are the head of the family. You don't need to emphasize the fact that you are the one that married the person that married you. We already know. Do you understand? Guy, calm down. Deal with the situation at hand. Yeah, just deal with the issue. Not this vibration and reminding somebody that you are the head of family, you are this one. Nobody's challenging that with you, no. But when you don't use it well, that's where the problem is. So it's not by you saying it, it's by you doing the right things that will keep you home, that makes you the head of the family, not by I am the head of the family. Announcing it, you can use megaphone and announcing the whole community. Let everybody know that you are the head of the family, but Still, if you are not discharging your responsibility well and you are not doing some of these things that we are mentioning, sir, you are wasting your time. You will always have problems with with your marriage. Yeah, you understand. You know, but I told you that I have a marital issue that I'm going to mediate. So yesterday when I started listening to the issue, some of them are petty issues. Do you understand? Petty issue that personally I don't have time for it. Petty issues. But you see, they are causing problem in a marriage and it must be addressed. You understand? I told them practically that I would have said I'll mind my business. Just mind our business now. That's the reason why the society is very bad because I mind my business, you mind your own, another person mind your own. That's why somebody can even be go to the extent of killing his wife and he's still free. So for me, I'm minding my business, but I also care about you and your welfare and your noises and your challenges are also threat to my peace. If I ignore you and you raise criminals as children, they will come back to attack me. Do you understand? If I allow you to raise prostitutes around, it's possible that my son will end up marrying. So it's better I should mind your business as well. I should mind my business, but also mind your own because your business is affecting my own. You understand? Your noise, which you don't know that it's a problem, is affecting me, my peace. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say here. So as a result, I should be my brother's keeper. So I told the man that if I say I'll mind my business now, they will say I will shoulder the blame if anything happens to because when Osinachi died, that singer that you people know so much Osinachi. When she died, I believe that there may be some people that may take some blames here and there because they were aware of some certain things that were happening in that woman's life. But maybe for one reason or the other, woman said, don't say it, don't say it. They minded their business. They minded their business. But assuming they would have been bold enough to say no, and some of them, that such maltreatment happen in their presence, and yeah, they keep their peace. No, 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 no. How can you keep your peace like that now? Because simply because the woman say, hey, no, don't say anything, don't talk anything, and then you keep quiet. But look at the result. When she died, many of them may be feeling guilty even up to today because they did not play their role in that matter way. They minded their business and then someone died. So never mind your business when life is threatened. You understand? When life is at risk, don't mind your business. I can now be here and my neighbor will beating his wife all the time and I'm around and then I'm reminding my business. No, no way. It's not possible. If you like accuse me and say anything you want to say, it's none of my business. If I cannot deal with you directly, I'll call security for you because that thing is affecting is sending negative messages like negative things signals in the minds of the children around. And do you know the annoying aspect of it all? This very person that I'm talking about, he hated his father to a point that his father died. He did not go. Why? his father used to maltreat his mother. But this very person, the very act that he hated his father, is practicing it. You can see he grew up hating what the father was doing, but him now is doing it. So maybe unconsciously it enters his head. So maybe now he's feeling that maybe what the father was doing was not really wrong. Maybe some women deserve it. What? So these are the issue. So today we have successfully looked at compromise and negotiation, finding the middle ground. So when you are able to find a mutual agreement, benefits that satisfy everybody, you understand? When you are able to find a middle ground that satisfy you and the other person, then that's what we call the middle ground. You understand? It's a mutual benefit, benefit everybody, satisfy everybody. So today, one of the strategies to resolve marital conflict is compromise and negotiation. All right. The other day we look at collaborative problem solving, the win-win approach. That is what we saw that day, right? So tomorrow we will look at avoidance and accommodation, when to use them wisely. Avoidance and accommodation. That's what we're going to look at tomorrow. Did we learn something today? If you learn something today, help to tell someone about this. We have maybe a community advocacy awareness. We want to step into humanitarian work, and we want to encourage many of you that want to support the activities, the humanitarian works of the institute, to get ready so that you can support us. Like I say, we are starting a mediation center. Some of these issues are happening around simply because sometimes it may be economic problems. Do you understand? And we're causing these problems. And, because when I was discussing yesterday, I noticed that there are some economic factors into the matter as well. Do you understand? So it's a problem. And so some people may need help here and there. But we are also planning to package some skills acquisition training, skills acquisition training, vocational trainings, like maybe what do you call it? What do you call it? Fish farming. We are trying to look at uh, poultry farming. We are trying to look at baking and so many other activities that we help people to be empowered for them to be able to deal with issues so that they can shun some certain things, social vices and all that stuff, and some of this conflict that we have in homes. So, um, first and foremost, we will be going out within the week, maybe next week, to address some issues on the streets of Abuja, because there are some people in the streets begging that have their full hands, that if only they can have the skills and some little empowerment, I think it will take them out of the street. So those kind of people, we can be able to identify them and see how we will engage them, and then train them some skills and empower them, and then make them to be more meaningful to our society than just to be begging on the street. You understand? So these are the things that we want to be doing, and I will encourage as many of you that will be touched enough to be part of this assignment to support people that may be in need. You may not be in need, or you yourself may be in need. When I was in need, let me tell you one of my stories. At some point in my life, I was very, very challenged and I was in need, seriously in need. I wore one shoe for 3 good years. I wore one shoe for good 3 years. And in these 3 years, I was serving as an usher in church. I know ushers, we are always standing obvious, right? And with one shoe, one shoe, one shoe for 3 years. Do you understand? But in that time, in that period, when I was wearing one shoe, I was still able to buy a shoe for someone that I felt that the situation was more devastating, more challenging than my own. So I still have to buy shoe for the person. So even sometimes when you are challenged, you discover that someone's challenge may be more challenging than your own, and that you can still support. Do you understand? So let's do something to help society. It doesn't matter the volume or what you do, but small, small. The little training I'm doing here, you are appreciating, right? You are so appreciative of this training. But I'm considering that this is the little I can do to, contribute to the well-being of my society, and people are benefiting and are appreciating it. You understand? So you don't know what your little contribution can go a long way to help someone and change their life completely. So have a wonderful evening. We will see tomorrow by 7 p.m. again to continue from where we stop. Tomorrow we'll be looking at avoidance accommodation. What does it mean? What is it? How can we avoid? How can we accommodate? Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening and a good night rest. Bye.